Hey, sixth grade. This is your language lesson for Friday, March the 27th. We will look at lesson 6, which was due today. We'll go over some of lesson 6. I would like you to grade. We're going to grade part of lesson 6, the spelling and a couple others, and I want you to keep track of how many you get wrong. So grade them, please, carefully, honestly. You should not be looking at this video until you're completely done with that lesson, with lesson 6, so that you can be ready to grade the parts that I want you to grade. Let's just look at this adjective review. We're going to go over this. You do not need to keep track of how many you got wrong here. This will not be on your grade, okay? This is not on your grade. It would be a good idea to check it out and to make sure you did it right and make any changes that need to be. So in the first part, 1 through 4, we're looking at possessive adjectives. Possessive nouns and pronouns that are used as adjectives, and also demonstrative pronouns, interrogative pronouns. They are adjectives when they come right before a noun. Okay, so number 1, you should have underlined, you're supposed to underline the adjectives. In number 1, you should have underlined this. Whose letter or which letter? This letter. Number 3, Polly's should be underlined. Whose doll? Polly's doll. All right, that's possessive. Number 4, you didn't have to do, but whose blanket? Whose is an adjective, talking about the blanket. So that kind of thing. You also have the neighborhood in number 4, but I was just pointing out that demonstrative or that interrogative pronoun. All right, let's look at predicate adjectives. Predicate adjectives, you know, are adjectives that follow a linking verb that go back and describe the subject. They have to go back to the subject in order to be a predicate adjective. Number 5, you're supposed to underline the predicate adjectives. Number 5, some of the boys looked nervous. Some looked nervous. Underline nervous. Nervous goes back, follows the linking verb looked, and modifies the subject some. So nervous should be underlined. Number 7, Mrs. Simpson's molasses cookies are, what describes the molasses cookies? Thick, soft, tasty. All 3 of those need to be underlined. So you have a triple predicate adjective, 3 adjectives that go back and modify the cookies. Cookies are thick, soft, tasty. Number 9, underline the participle. Participle, you remember, or if you don't remember, get it back into your system. Participles are verb forms. They often end with ing, ed, en, or t. Verb forms that are used as adjectives. In the examples there, you have a frozen lake, a flooded river. Number 9, you have crushed blades. So crushed should be underlined. Participle, adjective, a verb form that is used as an adjective. Adjective phrases, prepositional phrases that modify nouns or pronouns. They come right after the word that they modify. So you're looking for prepositional phrases and see if they modify the noun or pronoun that comes right before them. Number 11, one of the Indians. Of the Indians should be in parentheses with an arrow to 1. Of red feathers, in parentheses with an arrow to tuft. Adjective phrases, prepositional phrases that modify nouns or pronouns, and they answer the same questions about the noun or pronoun that normal adjectives do. Which one, what kind, how many, whose. Number 13, you should have of the woodshed in parentheses with an arrow to windows. Which windows? The ones in the woodshed. And you should have at school in parentheses with an arrow to which woodshed? Woodshed. All right? Of the woodshed, parentheses, arrow to windows. At school, in parentheses, arrow to woodshed. All right, now here is where the grading starts. So I want you to grade Number 25, just go to number 25 and grade it. You're supposed to underline the subject, circle the correct verb. Now, keep track of the amount wrong from here on out. And I want you then to put the number wrong that you get on the rest of this lesson. Put the number wrong that you get, not a percent, but a number wrong on your quiz that you took today, that you took yesterday. This will actually be on Friday. All right? So the quiz 1 that you take, put the number wrong that you get on this lesson on the blank where it says spelling, the blank for the spelling score. Just put the number wrong that you get on this, and I'll remind you of that tomorrow when I announce what all you need to deliver to school this weekend. All right, number 25. You should underline both. The subject is both. Remember, the subject cannot be pictures because pictures is a prepositional phrase. So you should underline both and circle the verb feel. Underline both, circle feel. Grade this just like we normally do. Missing ones are wrong, extra ones are wrong. So if you have pictures underlined as the subject, that's 2 wrong because it should have both. Both feel. Grade the diagram. So number 25, number 29, grade the diagram. Amy is listener. Listener is a predicate nominative. And then you simply have these adjectives, a listener, good listener, right? Amy is a good listener. Should look like that. Anything at the wrong place, 1 wrong. If you have listener under is, or if you don't have it like this, if you have a straight line here instead of slanted, 1 wrong, okay? If you have questions on that, if you absolutely can't figure out the amount wrong, take a picture of it, send it to my phone, and I can look at it, but I think you can figure it out. If Amy is not here, 1 wrong. If is not here, 1 wrong. If listener isn't here, 1 wrong, all right? If you have a straight line instead of a slanted, 1 wrong. A good, adjectives, a good listener. So check that out and grade it. And now let's go to the spelling. So the only thing we're grading, I want the grade for is number 25, number 29, the diagram, and now the spelling words. Number 33. 33 is phase, one part in a series of changes made by the moon. Okay, phase, the different phases of the moon, full moon, new moon, first quarter, things like that. That's the different phases of the moon. Number 34 is theory. 35, orbit. Number 36, universe. Everything that exists, everything that is part of the universe. 37, constellation. The Big Dipper, Orion the Hunter, if you're familiar at all with the constellations, the pictures that the stars make. 38, revolve. 39, satellite. A heavenly body or a man-made vehicle that orbits a heavenly body. So we talk about satellites that man has put into the sky, but planets are also a satellite. Moons are satellites. 40, atmosphere. 41, lunar. 42, astronaut. 43, crescent. Your fingernail-shaped moon, your crescent. 44, meteor. 45, solar. 46, eclipse. 47, oxygen. 48, rotation. 49, galaxy. 50, astronomy. 51, gravity. And 52, sphere. So those, the spelling and number 25 and 29. Count up the number wrong and put the number wrong in the blank for your spelling score that is on quiz 1. Okay? And I will write a % beside that, and that will go on the report card. Let's look just quickly at lesson 7. Lesson 7 is due for Monday. Semicolons in a series. So look at the examples on page 21, please. Semicolons in a series. So you'll have commas and semicolons in these series. Giovanni has lived in Rome, comma, Italy, semicolon. Rome is a city, Italy is the country. So you have Rome, comma, Italy, and that's always how you write cities and countries, the comma. Rome, comma, Italy. But then you have another series, you have another set of a city and country. So after Italy, you have semicolon. Rome, comma, Italy, semicolon. Marseille, comma, France, semicolon. And Barcelona, comma, Spain. So this is a series of cities, states, or countries. They need a semicolon. And the same thing would be true if you would say, what could you say, any sentence? Coronavirus is especially bad in New York, comma, New York, semicolon. Los Angeles, comma, California, semicolon, and New Orleans, comma, Louisiana. Something like that, okay? City-state, city-country, a series of them. Then you also see it with the example on the bottom of page 21. So you have people, the names of people, and then their description, and another name with its description, okay? Dina, comma, my sister, semicolon. So Dina's the sister. Dina, comma, my sister, semicolon. Leah, comma, my cousin. Leah's the cousin. Julianne, comma, Leah's friend, semicolon. And I went to South Carolina to attend a wedding. So those series need to have the commas and the semicolons. Let's just look at number 6. Look at number 6 on page 22. Follow directions. Number 1 through 3. All they have is commas. Some of those commas should be semicolons. Okay, so circle the commas that should be semicolons. I have cousins in Scottsdale, comma, Arizona, comma, San Antonio, comma, Texas, comma, Newton, comma, Kansas, comma, and Hilliard, comma, Ohio. So some of those commas you need semicolons. Circle the commas that should be semicolons. Number 6, where should commas and semicolons be? Look at number 6. Sometimes for recess we play basketball, a sport I enjoy, softball, a tolerable sport, and soccer, a sport I abhor. Abhor means what? Abhor means I hate it, all right? So, where should your commas and semicolons be in number 6? Think about them, jot them in. If you have a pencil, you should always have a pencil or a pen when we're doing this so that you can put stuff in and see what it looks like. Number 6 should be, sometimes for recess we play basketball, comma, a sport I enjoy, semicolon. So basketball is the sport that this person enjoys. Softball, comma, a tolerable sport, an okay sport, semicolon after sport, and soccer, comma, a sport I abhor. That's the end of the sentence, so you put your period there and not a semicolon. So rewrite those, pay attention to capitalization, pay attention to spelling, pay attention to punctuation, ending punctuation, then your commas and semicolons. And I think that is all we need to talk about in lesson 7. please have lesson 7 finished for Monday. Thank you. Have a good day.